What are all of the problems that we can solve using our DNA?
Yeah, a lot. I think anything that is not innate, that you weren't born with, you do not have to have. Whether it's diabetes, cardiovascular disease. Here's an interesting thing that in the US, 14 of the 15 top killers are all rooted in the exact same thing. They're the same problem, inflammation.
Yep.
So 14 of the 15 top diseases that kill you are all based on inflammation. So if you fix that one thing, you've removed 14 of the top killers. And guess what? The other one, which is actually the number 3 cause of death, is medical error.
Yeah.
Making a mistake. And it required inflammation for that to happen too, right? So,
Right.
so if you deal with that, you've dealt with the majority of what could to remove years from your life. But the reason we suffer inflammation is different. The things that trigger that response in our body is different. So again, goes back to understanding the job, understanding, is it my detox pathway that's not working? And which detox pathway? Is my lungs, is it my gut, or is it stage 2, once the toxins are actually in the blood?
Right.
Is it that I'm making too many toxins because I'm running on a treadmill and I don't deal with oxidation well? So I'm breathing in all this oxygen to use as energy, my cells need it, but the byproduct of oxidant or oxidation that's caused genetically, I don't deal with well. So I was never designed to run, right? Some people do this well, some people don't. So that one thing might be the reason why I have inflammation. And I'm looking at all these other problems, but those aren't the problems. So again, prioritizing and knowing what's actually triggering it. So the big buckets we look at, to answer your question, are mood and behavior, everything about the brain. How do you think? How are you wired? Then we look at chronic disease like cardiovascular, diabetes, Alzheimer's, dementia, etc. We look at immunity and inflammation. So the innate health of the cell. Why would your cells not be at their utmost best? Is it a detox issue? Is it a glucuronidation issue, a glutathione issue, a methylation issue? There's all these different pathways we look at. Then hormones. Why is it that doesn't matter what I do at the gym, I can't lose the weight, or doesn't matter what I do at the gym, I can't put on muscle? We all have different problems we're struggling with. Hormones are driving that, plus all of the endometriosis, infertility, libido, hair loss, skin, all of these things, right? Then we look at sleep. Why is it that I can't fall asleep? Why is it that I can't stay asleep? Why is it that I slept 8 hours, but I feel horrible? Genetically, those are very different things. We can look at your circadian rhythm, the internal clock. We can look at your response to stimulus and why you keep waking up in the night. So there's different things that disrupt your sleep. And then the last one is diet and nutrition. And we look at diet and nutrition at a very macro level. You'll see a lot of nutrigenomic type tests that will tell you don't eat carrots, add some more broccoli. I don't agree that they're doing justice to the test buyer. Really, what genetics is good at is macro. Do I metabolize fats well? Should I be on a keto diet? Do I make the enzymes to break down my chickpeas and lentils? Should I be a vegan? Do I detoxify, the charred, blackened stuff that comes along with barbecue? And is that what's making me sick? Right? So things like of this nature, and then the micronutrients, vitamin A, B, C, D. How much do I need? What dosage? How often? Being very precise around that. And the last thing is we take all of these 6 and we reinterpret for the context of longevity. How do I add 15 years to my life? And not just years, but quality, health span. Right? I want to be 95 years old, skiing and riding bicycles, not in a hospital bed. I want to play with my grandchildren, not watch my grandchildren. So that's all of what is there. Now, again, we know more than what's in the reports. There's certain things we're not allowed to say that we know. And that's why we also have clinicians and functional genomics practitioners that people can work with. Like suppose there is, God forbid, something like breast cancer or dementia that you're working on, then we have a team that can support and dive a lot deeper on the clinical side.